Lorenzo Cain, my old friend, joins us here on the show. Very busy man all the time, workouts, helping out the kids and doing everything in Northwest Florida, Panhandle area. Lo, thanks for coming on the show. Great to catch up with you again. Appreciate you coming on.
All right, no problem. And I appreciate you having me.
All right, so let's get started here and let's break down everything that's going on in baseball these days right now. I know that, certainly, you've been following it. Why do you think so many free agents still sitting out there right now at this point? It's kind of crazy to me to see such big names, Blake Snell, Jordan Montgomery. You played with all these guys, Cody Bellinger too. Is this just like the new normal, you think?
I think so. I think it's a new norm. I had to deal with it as well when I became a free agent. I'm not sure why teams, decide to go this route and waiting. And I don't know, maybe they're kind of putting the pressure on agents and players or whatnot to come down to their number that they would like. But yeah, definitely not a big fan of it. I had to deal with it. It was definitely not a fun process. So but yeah, hopefully teams start to figure things out and get these guys locked up, because it's a ton of great players still out there.
Yeah, no, I agree with you. And let's start off with the team that you most recently played for in the Milwaukee Brewers. And then we'll go over to your former team because a lot of going on with Kansas City. But the Brewers, they're always sort of grinding their roster. And, your old buddy Christian Yelich is still there. And there's still a lot of good players there. But Josh Hader, of course, he is no longer. Corbin Burns was just traded in the offseason. And when you saw all the moves the Brewers made, especially also losing their manager and Craig Counsell. What did you think?
Yeah, kind of had a feeling he would go somewhere. But the Cubs was kind of my last my last thought. He would decide to choose there because it's such a big rivalry between the Cubs and Milwaukee. But yeah, hey, but he had to make the move that's best for him, best for his family. So yeah, definitely it's gonna be weird to see him in the Cubs uniform. But hey, it's a business, and that's how things go sometimes. But
Yeah.
yeah, as far as Milwaukee, they always find a way to put together a solid team, and I think they're gonna find a way to get it done again this year.
Yeah, they always do. That's a good point. They always do sort of, grind the roster and figure it out. So I'll get to the Super Bowl here in a minute, but let's talk about the place where you won a World Series with the Kansas City Royals. Before I get into the team, they made the announcement earlier this week that a new stadium is going to be built in Kansas City where the Royals are going to play. What did you make of like sort of their renderings or what they're trying to do there? I know that you're a softie for Kauffman, but as a player, I would imagine new clubhouse, new amenities, and a lot more fun too.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed Kaufman. Like I say, I thought it was a really, really nice stadium. I had a blast there. It allowed my game to flourish because it was such a huge outfield. So speed was my game, so it allowed me to go out there and showcase what I can do in that that kind of size field. But yeah, I mean, I'm sure a new stadium, for all the players, all the fans, all the teams, is a lot of excitement there, and to be expected. But once things get rolling, I'm sure I'll get an opportunity to go there and visit, and get to check out the new stadium as well once it gets up and done. And I'm actually going down to KC sometime this year as well to go, see the team, see the players, and I think they're trying to put together something for me, so it's going to be nice.
Good to see you back there. I know you meant so much to
Yeah.
that community and that team winning the World Series. And right now, the Royals are one of those teams, Lo, that when I talk to like other players and teams and agents, they're all telling me they're so proud of the Royals for doing everything that they have done in the offseason. And that also includes extending Bobby Witt Jr. I know you're familiar, obviously, with him. That's a big number, right? $288 million to secure a player.
Yeah, Bobby Witt, well deserved. I'm happy for him. I'm happy he got paid. I mean, he's the kind of player that you lock up long term. He's a player that can do a little bit of everything. He's that all around player. He can swing the bat, hit for power, steal bags, play excellent defense. So if they're gonna lock up any player, he's definitely deserving because, like I said, he can do a little bit of everything, and that's the kind of guy you want on your team, and you want that type of presence in your lineup and in your locker room for a long term.
Yeah, definitely so. Okay, so let's go real quick to the Super Bowl. So you're watching it. I want to know what you're thinking here as they go to overtime, and obviously the new rules are in place. And Lo, you're rooting for the Chiefs. Obviously, you played in Kansas City, and you see San Francisco say, that they want the ball. Now, I don't know why. I guess in that moment, I didn't realize that was the wrong choice. Did you know in that moment that they had made the wrong choice, the 49ers?
No, I initially personally I thought, they made the right choice because I assumed that the rules were the exact same throughout the regular season. And then, once I heard the referee say both teams get an opportunity to possess the ball, and I'm talking to my father-in-law, I'm like, I think if the 49ers go down here and score that Kansas City doesn't get the ball back. But then, so I was confused about the whole process until, I found out later on or after the game that, yeah, in the playoffs in the Super Bowl or whatnot, both teams get an opportunity to possess the ball if the other team scores a touchdown first. So it was all new to me. But yeah, at the end of the game, I realized that, 49ers had made the wrong choice. But hey, it all worked out in the end because, as we know, Kansas City found a way to pull it out.
Yeah, and Patrick Mahomes again with another Super Bowl. All right, let's close it out with you, Lo. You played a long time in Major League Baseball. I know the end of your career, you were just it was so important for you to get back home and hang out with your family. What do you think the future holds for you? Do you think you'd like to get back in the game, be a coach? I know you're still involved in the game as well, and as you mentioned, you're going to go back to Kansas City. But I mean, I think you still have a ton to give. The game could use you.
Yeah, I mean, I'm gonna slowly, ease back into it. But right now, I'm enjoying these boys. I'm actually coaching, all three of my kids. So they're all, I have a 6-year-old, 8-year-old, and 9-year-old, and they're all on different baseball teams. So I'm actually coaching 3 baseball teams at the moment.
Wow.
So yeah, I have a lot going on right now. But as they slowly get older, I'd definitely like to maybe slowly get back in the game in some capacity. But right now, I'm enjoying these boys to the fullest, and we're having a blast.
Yeah, I know you are. Well, listen, you've always made time for me when you were playing, and even now that you're done playing, and I really appreciate you coming on. And I'm with you there. My son's playing ball too, and I'm only playing with one right now. I only got one out there. I can't even imagine having three. But congrats on all the success, of course, and certainly I'm waiting to see you get back in the game so I can make that announcement one day. Thank you again for coming on Newswire. Great to catch up.
All right. Thanks for having me. You take care, and it's always a pleasure.